Desk right here.
Okay, it is 6:01 p.m. on Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. We will call the Common Council meeting to order. Let's stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Middleton, absent. Varga.
Here.
Romano.
Here.
Weigel.
Here.
Robinson.
Here.
In front of you are the minutes from our last meeting on January 28th. I did have, I think, 2 corrections. One was under Gary's report, cops gear was misspelled, and the second was under Mike Cook's report where it said force main, and should have said force main instead of forced main. Were there any other changes or corrections? Okay. Yes, hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ted, second by Leslie. Further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. Leslie, Tad, and Dan approve.
Abstain.
Jennifer abstains. Next up is ordinance 2024-1. Do I have a motion to read by title only?
So moved.
Second.
Was that you?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Motion by Jennifer, seconded by Tad. Further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous of those present. Please read ordinance 2025-1 by title only.
Ordinance 2025-1, an ordinance amending Chapter 75, traffic schedules of Title 7 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Columbia City, Indiana.
As a reminder, this ordinance is regarding the stop intersections as well as the speed limits on the new streets of Timbers Edge Phase 2. Section 2. I don't think it's Phase 2, I think it's Section 2. Any questions, comments, concerns about this? Hearing none, can I have a motion to approve ordinance 2025-1 on second and final reading?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Leslie, seconded by Tad. Further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous of those present. Department head reports. Chip?
Earlier tonight, the Board of Works approved the contract with the Whitley County School Corporation for the test kitchen. So we will be moving, that was our last, we have one smaller hurdle, but that was our last major hurdle. So stay tuned for possibly an update on that. Also, yesterday, our community engagement specialist gave us his 3-week notice, so Bill Dittlinger will be moving on from the city. We have a pre-trail construction meeting, sorry, I'm getting distracted, a trail pre-construction meeting the 13th at 11 o'clock. The skate park, I don't know if anybody's drove by, but there is major work going on. Hopefully we get bypassed of this winter weather and do not have to deal with that, or we'll have another delay. But other than that, things are going really good.
Questions of Chip? Thank you. Tom?
Kind of an update on our training. I told you guys we had kind of a full calendar for training this year. This week we're working on vehicle machinery rescue. Our department is very proficient in vehicle machinery, and we just have to maintain that and stay at some props that we're borrowing, so that's the focus this week. Felicity, by mayor's order, I think he made a proclamation that we all update our
He
webpage.
delegated down, just for the record. He delegated down.
We update the city's webpage and stuff, so Felicity's working on that. Toby, over the last, well, it's been better than a year, has been working, trying to work out some bugs with our Sierra wireless system, which is what keeps our computers through a wormhole into the city's, I don't know what you call it. Basically, so we stay connected through ERS, which is our system, and through Spillman, and keeps all of our records and stuff connected, so our CAD system works correctly.
Like our servers.
Yes, that's it. those have been having some issues, so he's been working with Sierra Wireless and working with SDS for that, or SOS now, with a guy from there to try to troubleshoot this stuff. We've even replaced some of the antennas for it, and he is getting close to getting to the bottom of it, and it's starting to look like we're gonna have to spend some money on some new Sierra Wireless units. So that's not good news, because those are expensive. The hiring process is going well. Starting tomorrow, the first 3 candidates will do start doing their 8-hour ride-alongs to see, it's really, interviews are good, but an 8-hour interview is better. And it's basically an 8-hour interview where we bring them in, they ride along with us for the 8 hours, and we see how they fit in the department matrix. So that starts tomorrow and it runs through next week. There's 3 days attended, not for the whole week and a half, but and then Hamatro Tool System, which is what you guys would know as the Jaws of Life rescue tools. They were in today, went through all of our stuff, and everything looks pretty good. There was a few tweaks that we had to make in some of them, but the rest of it looks pretty good, and that's pretty much it.
Questions of Tom? Thank you. Kelly?
Yeah, you heard me bring up in the retreat and probably some of these meetings, our people that ground our leaves before are no longer doing that. The big pile we have at the back of Morses Park, I reached out to a couple companies. One couldn't do it, and the other one in Ohio, the guy came up last week and met me, gave us a quote, and he's within our budget, so I was pretty happy about that. So in the next 3 or 4 weeks, they'll be coming over to get the leaves ground up and then give away to the public. Sean's guys started tree removal this week, and we're dedicating a couple guys to help them out like we always do every year. Other than that, we're preparing for the snow that's coming Wednesday night into Thursday, and then maybe Saturday and Sunday. So that's it.
Questions of Kelly? So I will commend our staff. I got a fair amount of good comments about the salting of the roads. I know that it was a tough task on Saturday into Sunday and even to Monday, because it kept kind of freezing and thawing over and over. Yes, absolutely, Saturday night the roads were slick, but again, nothing that most of us Northern Indiana people have not driven in before, right? I don't know if we had any accidents or anything like that, but we got your staff got a lot of kudos for, just being out and salting and pre-salting and doing what you guys do. But I thought it was really good to see you guys out. I think you were out Saturday, but I know you were out Sunday, and I know you were out Monday too, because I saw the loads of salt coming in and out. So I appreciate you guys doing that. So
The last one we had was it Wednesday night?
Well,
going into
the one before was
last week.
Thursday going into Friday.
Yeah, that was.
Because I was in Indy, but and then the one was then Saturday into Sunday.
I will say though, I came in on that, and after dispatch called, and then I waited a little while to call 3 other guys in with me, but we had to do a lot of backing up, because anything that had a hill, if you didn't back spread and back over it, you were gonna just keep on going.
Gotcha.
It was pretty crazy. And
Yep.
those trucks that are loaded down got some weight.
Yep.
So, yeah, it was a slower night, let's put it that way.
I was gonna say Saturday, I was surprised at how well the trolley for the father-daughter dance navigated the roads.
He wasn't very happy.
I'm sure he wasn't.
He was scared, but
As we were coming back from going around the courthouse, coming back down the hill by DeVol Field, I looked at somebody, I was like, this is the part of the drive I've been concerned about. It's going down the hill. But he did a great job, and I know our staff did a great job trying to keep those roads under control, and I know we'll be back at it probably tomorrow. So, questions of Kelly? Thank you. Matt?
obviously, Mayor alluded to father-daughter. Went great. There was no hitches. And that's a tribute to Andrea and Melinda. They always work very hard, and we know not to kind of be around them too much during the 3 weeks prior, because they're trying to finalize things and get all the decorations and get the vision then actually put up once they bought everything, so. And this year, they were able to get in early to the 4-H grounds, which allowed them to actually start decorating on Thursday. Normally, we move everything over, and then they have to try to start decorating, so that was a huge help. Baseball and softball signups, they started in the office on Monday. We're hoping for a good turnout this year. And Kissinger Electric started on the police training facility, putting a new electrical box and breakers in the back and running down some troubled areas that seem to be, I was in there one day, went in the next day, and the lights wouldn't come on in one square. So, it's just stuff like that that's starting to pop up. So, other than that, that's it.
Questions of Matt? Thank you. Showed
One of them slick bays last week, we had a fire hydrant taken off, and it we couldn't just repair it because they really damaged it, so we had to replace it. It's been replaced and that, and guys, it took a couple of days to get it done, so that's one of
That
the
it?
projects I did, yeah.
You don't want to talk about lead lines?
No, I think I put it out to the public enough.
I got you. Okay. Questions of Mike? Thank you. Gary?
All right, I got a fairly short report tonight, so get us home early. We've extended our hiring process to the 22nd of February. Originally, it was for the 15th to do the closing of the application process and the testing. However, due to some scheduling conflicts, we have extended it a week to the 22nd for the three positions we are hiring. We do have 14 applications at this point. However, last week they usually come in pretty heavy, so hopefully we get over 20 again, so it'll be awesome. Should get our cars by Friday from Cops Gear. He told me that he would have them hopefully by Friday, so looking forward to that. We had a field training day for the officers within our department. Took a lot of good things from that training. Guys really seemed to like it. We did 3 different stages of it, so I think that was a good training. It worked out well. Car 22 is one of the detectives' cars, and it was a Ford Expedition year. Insurance, so it was a total loss. They want to just give us a little over $10,000, but we're negotiating back and forth to try. I said I got to remove lights, I got to reinstall lights. I can't replace the car for less than at least $15,000, even getting a used one. So I'm trying to get more money out of the insurance to see if we can't get a better vehicle. So network shut down Sunday at 7 a.m. It's back up within about an hour, and no issues there for dispatch.
Question of Garrett? Thank you. Mike?
New pump at Main Street, we got that going last Thursday, and it's operating better than expected. I'm gonna let that run for the rest of this week till Thursday, and if we don't have any issues, then I'll give the go-ahead to tear the rest of those pumps out and get that station finished up. Signed a quote with Merrill Brothers to do sludge hauling on our storage tanks, so we can hopefully get the repairs done on that. I met with 3 separate companies to get quotes for lining the inside of the digester after the old covers come off. They'll come in, they'll clean it, and then line it, and then I'll call them back, and then they'll put the new covers back on. The agreement for the die store itself, legal reviewed the quote, wanted some changes, so I sent that back to them. I'm still waiting to hear back to get that back from them. We hosted a seminar today in the city. Well, I didn't do it. One of my guys, his goal, so he put together and hosted a seminar. A lot of Mike's guys went to it for water, and he put together another one with the NIOH, which is Northern Indiana Operator Association. That's going to be in March, and then a third one in September, which will be through Alliance again. That will be for wastewater. So, that's it.
Questions of Mike? Thank you. Sean?
when Marcia returns, we'll start reviewing that terms and conditions we've been working on. You'll hear a lot about that over the next few weeks. It's kind of a big document that kind of has all the rules for connecting to our infrastructure and what you can do with your infrastructure for the electric side. So we'll keep working on that. We continue on the utility pole replacement project. As you know, we tested poles. We had a bunch of them bad. We're doing anywhere between 3 to 5 a week, depending on what the pole looks like and what's on the pole. It's been a great training opportunity for our younger guys to get out there and actually do hands-on work before they go to their climbing lab or their second-year lineman lab. So it's been a good project for us. We had pole attachment application from Brightspeed. They're going 700 north to the town of Etna with fiber, still not going south towards my house, so I'd like to decline that one, but I don't think I can. So have to review 151 poles and see if it's fit for their cable, get them a price on what we call make ready, what we have to do to get prepared for that. Also, just a reminder, the IMPA Prairie State Energy Campus Tour is April 16th and 17th. It's just a tour of their generation facility and their coal mine. Leaves on the 16th in the morning to get home 17th in the evening. Anybody interested, let me know, send me an email. I just need to know probably by mid-March. So that'll get us signed up and ready to go. Other than that,
It is a really, really cool trip. I would highly recommend it. But many years ago, early in my tenure, Sean and I went and you literally get, I don't know if they still do, but literally got to go down and see a coal mine, like go
what are
into
the dates
it.
again?
And,
April 16th and 17th.
and I mean, they put you up and do food and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
so we'll leave Wednesday morning. It takes about 4 or 5 hours to get there. They'll feed us every meal. They pay for the hotel that evening. They buy us dinner, or a really nice dinner that evening.
Yep.
The next day we spend going through both the generation side and the coal mine side. The one thing that's changed since we went is when we went down the coal mine in these little carts, and it was a 7-mile ride at about 20 miles per hour, and a coal mine that's only 6 foot tall. Now they've gotten far enough, they've gone out and put a shaft in for an elevator. So now you just take a bus and elevator down. You still jump on the coal carts, but you don't ride nearly as long in them. But unless you're claustrophobic, I wouldn't recommend. But it's really, I mean, it's a neat thing to see and how clean the campus is everybody thinks about coal mines and how dirty they are, and you just get there and everything's spotless.
It really is amazing. Again, it gives you so much of a better understanding of how coal becomes energy. Like, I don't know how better to describe that except to say that I think it was really ingenious for IMPA to be a part of this group that literally placed a plant right next to the coal mine so they don't have to truck the coal miles away. It's literally, I don't know if it's even across the street, it's basically on the same property. And they had, I think it was decades worth of coal available there, so.
And that's one of the reasons why we advocate so hard about the Green New Deal is there's another 40 to 50 years worth of coal that they've already purchased underneath the surface, and they're farming right above it. And so they want to be able to use that coal before they phase out coal production, and it's only reasonable that you would let this type of infrastructure that was just built 15, 20 years ago kind of get to end of life before you make it shut down. So that's kind of what we do in Washington when we talk to these people.
Full disclosure, I have a piece of that coal in my office that I maybe stuck in my pocket on the way home.
Now they give you little bags.
Oh, do they give you little bags? Okay, I'm pretty confident it was not like the highest grade. I think it was like off a wall or something, but still, it's still really, really cool. So, and again, you know, there's lots of discussion about other alternate sources of energy and stuff, but, you know, again, this is the cheapest, I don't know if it's most efficient, but I think it's close to just very good source of energy that we have that we're a part of with IMPA, and if you can go, I'm telling you, it's worth the trip. So that's all I'll say for that. So any questions of Sean? Sean, you have anything else?
No, just, we're out buying poles, obviously, for a pole replacement project. A load of 60 poles, just for your knowledge, right now, is going for about $19,000. I did send something to the mayor the other day. I priced a transformer that feeds, pad mount transformer that can only feed one house and only a small house. It's got a 15 kVA transformer. Last time we bought one was $1,000, $1,004. I just got a quote yesterday for $4,300 for the same transformer. So,
4 times.
4 times cost.
I mean, and again, keep in mind, you know, we've tried to be real cognizant of rates for people, and we've only done 3% increases the last 2 years, I believe, and yet these transformers that are, by the way, not these big massive ones, they're this, you know, again, they're small, 4 times the cost. I mean, it really is incredible. And unfortunately, there's not like there's 1,000 places that we can cost compare. I mean,
No.
these are pretty,
There are a few more that have popped up. It's just, you know, the metal they use to make a transformer coil is the same metal they're using in batteries for battery storage. And it's the same metal they're using in other green energy projects that don't, in my opinion, aren't quite as useful as a transformer that sits at your house. So, yeah, that's in my opinion.
any questions? Okay. Rosie? A couple things for your information. Obviously, Monday we are closed for President's Day here at City Hall. This Thursday, I'm planning to go down to Indianapolis, weather permitting. Go down to Indianapolis to, we have a combined mayor's roundtable, but we also have State House visits that'll happen that afternoon. And so I will talk about some legislative things here in a second. And let's see here, we have youth council next Thursday. Thank you for kind of holding down the fort while I was gone. And I heard one of my youth council, or I read one of my youth council members was here last time, so appreciate you helping her. Rosie and I did sit in on kind of a introductory meeting, onboarding type meeting with the National League of Cities Service Line Warranty Program that we've signed up for now, obviously. And so more information's coming on that, but we're working with them on just making sure we got all of our ducks in a line and we're doing the things we need to do and stuff so that our residents have that option. And again, not mandate, but option. Before I go into legislative stuff, I will tell you, last night we had, well, you all were there, but obviously last night we had our fire territory discussion among the fiscal bodies. I felt like it was, you know, the goal was to get a temperature, and I felt like it was fairly chilly. I don't know what you thought of that. You guys can, I guess, give your own opinions on that. But, you know, obviously if Columbia's out, Columbia Township's out, we really don't have a conversation to have here, right? But ultimately, I think those updated numbers will kind of tell a bit of the story of, you know, what are we willing to fund or not fund? What are we willing to do from a tax perspective? And frankly, you know, is it beneficial or not beneficial to our residents? So I hesitate to move too much further in the conversation at this point, knowing that there's a high likelihood, based on what we heard last night, that we probably won't even be a part of the conversation because of Columbia being out in the first place. But you know, again, I appreciate that you all, really all 5 of you made the effort to be there. And I appreciate that you all, I think, had really great questions that were maybe in the hearts and minds of those in the audience, but weren't being asked. So I appreciate that each of you were there and gave input. Last thing I'll say is about legislative matters. So Senate Bill 1, which probably was the largest of the property tax bills that were in front of the legislature so far, was brought up today and significantly amended. So previous to the amendment, we were looking at a $600,000 cut minimum for the city potentially next year. That did get amended very heavily. I have not seen what the results of that amendment was. I tried to read through it. made very little, the summary made very little sense to me. So I'm anticipating that cities and towns or the Legislative Services Agency will come out with a updated fiscal note on that to see kind of where everything's at. At the end of the day, again, as you all are aware, cities and towns are supportive of targeted relief. We don't want seniors being taxed out of their homes. We don't want those that are living paycheck to paycheck to be pushed out of their homes because of their property taxes. But we also believe that, you know, this is an issue where we need to take a scalpel to it, not an axe. And so we're trying to work through that. So the other side of that conversation is the business personal property taxes, which eliminates the depreciation floor on equipment. That obviously will also have a hit. I don't remember exactly what that number is. That continues to kind of change and stuff in the legislature, but that obviously will hit more of the manufacturing communities heavier than it impacts maybe us, because we tend to be more bedroom-ish, you know, if you will. But still an impact. I believe that the elections bill that would have, there was a bill for elections that would have moved the general election for all of us from the off year to the presidential year. That has been scrapped, I think, thankfully. You know, again, I've always been an advocate that if the cities or towns have an interest in moving their elections, we should have the same ability like towns do. Back up. Cities have the ability, if cities want the ability to move their election to a even year instead of an off year, but an even year election, I think it should be allowable for a midterm election rather than a presidential, personally, but I think it should be an option. That bill was a mandate. And frankly, that mandate would have extended all of our terms to 2028. But it did not pass. It got amended heavily, and so it's, I think, going to a study committee currently. But that was another one that was kind of on the horizon of like, that could impact significantly, plus you get national issues that coming into local elections, and so we were opposed to that. So that's all I have, I think, for right now. Obviously, you know, we're in the long session, so we're playing whack-a-mole. When it comes to legislation that pops up, as you know, really the rubber meets the road in the last 2 weeks of the legislature, which will probably be in April, and but we'll see. So that's all I have. I'm sorry, I know that was a long report, but that's where we're at. So Dan, I know, I'm sorry. I know.
I got one meeting in 2020.
Congratulations. I'll make sure I load it up more heavily next time.
No, I have.
Okay, thank you. Jennifer?
Nothing for me tonight.
Okay, Tad?
We had RDC meeting today, but nothing earth-shattering that went on during that. So that's all I have.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
I have
Thank you.
nothing.
Okay, we have no press and we have no audience, so we will call the meeting adjourned. Thank you.